As we move into July 10th asterisk, the energy begins shifting in a way that many people may feel emotionally before they can explain it mentally. If you've been feeling more reflective, having vivid dreams, thinking about people from your past, or sensing that something inside of you is changing, you're not alone. From an astrological perspective, today's sky is encouraging us to slow down, pay attention, and notice what our emotions have been trying to tell us. One of the biggest influences today is the sun continuing its journey through Cancer asterisk asterisk. Cancer is often associated with emotions, home, family, memories, intuition, and the foundations we build our lives upon. Every year when the sun moves through Cancer, astrologers see it as a time when our attention naturally shifts away from external success and toward our inner world. Instead of asking, "What have I accomplished?" Cancer asks, "Do I actually feel safe, supported, and at home in my life?" You may notice yourself reflecting on your relationships, your family, your living situation, or even the version of yourself you've become over the past few years. Some people may feel nostalgic. Others may suddenly realize they've outgrown a situation that once felt comfortable. This isn't necessarily about making immediate changes. It's about becoming aware of what no longer feels emotionally aligned. Adding to this reflective atmosphere is Mercury retrograde in Cancer asterisk asterisk. Mercury rules communication, thoughts, learning, technology, and the way we process information. During a retrograde, astrologers often describe Mercury as turning our attention inward rather than outward. Instead of rushing toward what's next, we're encouraged to revisit conversations, memories, and emotions that may still have something to teach us. This is one of the reasons why many people could find themselves thinking about old friendships, former relationships, childhood experiences, or conversations that happened months, or even years, ago. If someone from your past reaches out, or if you dream about someone you haven't thought about in a long time, don't immediately assume it means they're meant to come back into your life. Sometimes, these moments simply highlight a lesson that's ready to be understood from a new perspective. Mercury retrograde can also make communication feel slower or more emotional than usual. If you find yourself reacting more strongly than expected, give yourself permission to pause before responding. Today's energy rewards thoughtful conversations much more than impulsive ones. Another important influence today is asterisk asterisk Venus aligning with the South Node in Virgo asterisk asterisk. Astrologically, Venus represents love, relationships, beauty, finances, pleasure, and self-worth. The South Node is associated with old patterns, familiar habits, and lessons we've already been learning for quite some time. When these energies meet, many astrologers see it as an opportunity to release relationship dynamics that no longer serve us. Today, you may notice yourself recognizing patterns you've repeated in love, friendship, or even the relationship you have with yourself. Have you been giving more than you've been receiving? Have you been trying to earn love by being perfect? Have you been holding yourself to impossible standards? Virgo naturally wants to improve everything it touches, which is a beautiful quality. However, today's energy reminds us that healing doesn't always come from fixing every flaw. Sometimes it comes from accepting ourselves and others with greater compassion. Farther out in the sky, Neptune continues its retrograde journey in Aries asterisk asterisk. Neptune is associated with dreams, spirituality, imagination, intuition, and sometimes illusion. Aries represents identity, independence, and courage. As Neptune appears to move backward, astrologers often interpret this as a period when illusions about who we are begin to dissolve. If you've been questioning your purpose or wondering whether you're on the right path, today's energy may bring subtle moments of clarity. Not every answer arrives all at once. Sometimes clarity comes through recognizing what no longer feels authentic. You may feel drawn toward quieter moments today because your intuition has a better chance of being heard when life isn't constantly demanding your attention. At the same time, Saturn remains in Aries asterisk, continuing a much larger lesson that will unfold over many months. Saturn is often called the teacher of the zodiac because it asks us to build strong foundations through patience, responsibility, and commitment. In Aries, Saturn encourages us to take ownership of who we're becoming instead of waiting for someone else to define us. If you've been feeling like life has become more serious lately, or that you're being asked to grow in ways you weren't expecting, this is part of Saturn's influence. Growth isn't always comfortable, but it often creates lasting strength. Meanwhile, Jupiter continues its journey through Leo ***, bringing an entirely different flavor to today's sky. Jupiter represents expansion, optimism, opportunity, and growth. Leo encourages confidence, creativity, generosity, and authentic self-expression. Even if you've been feeling emotionally reflective, you may also notice small moments where inspiration begins returning. Maybe you suddenly feel excited about a creative project. Maybe you feel more comfortable expressing your opinions. Maybe you catch yourself dreaming about the future again after spending weeks focused on the past. Jupiter reminds us that healing isn't only about releasing old chapters. It's also about making room for new ones. One of the most powerful background influences continues to be Pluto in Aquarius ***. Pluto moves so slowly that its effects aren't usually felt in a single day. Instead, it represents the deeper transformation taking place within society as a whole. Aquarius governs innovation, community, technology, and the future. Pluto asks us to examine where power exists and what needs to evolve. While this may sound like a collective influence rather than a personal one, many people may notice themselves questioning the communities they belong to, the information they consume, and the future they're helping create. These quiet questions often begin long before major life changes become visible. Emotionally, the *** moon begins the day in Taurus ***, encouraging stability, comfort, and grounding. Many people may find themselves craving familiar routines, spending time in nature, enjoying good food, or simply slowing down enough to reconnect with themselves. Taurus reminds us that healing often happens through consistency rather than urgency. Later, as the moon moves into Gemini, the emotional atmosphere becomes lighter and more mentally active. You may notice yourself wanting to talk through your feelings rather than simply sitting with them. Journaling, meaningful conversations, reading, or learning something new may feel especially supportive as the day comes to a close. Now let's talk about who may feel today's energy most strongly. If you have ** Cancer as your sun, moon, or rising sign, today's energy may feel deeply personal. You could find yourself reflecting on your emotional needs, your home life, or relationships that have shaped who you are. Trust your intuition today, it may be speaking louder than usual. Those with strong **Aries ** placements may feel the influence of Saturn and Neptune more intensely. You may sense that an old version of yourself is slowly fading, while a stronger, more authentic version begins emerging. It may feel uncomfortable at times, but it is also deeply transformative. If you have prominent Virgo ** placements, today's Venus and South Node alignment may shine a light on relationship patterns, perfectionism, or the ways you've been caring for everyone except yourself. Notice where you're giving your energy. Healthy relationships allow both people to grow. For those with Leo ** placements, Jupiter may quietly restore confidence that has been missing. You may begin feeling more inspired to share your creativity, take healthy risks, or believe in your abilities again. As July 10 comes to a close, don't worry if you don't have every answer yet. Today's astrology isn't asking you to solve your entire future. It's asking you to become aware. Pay attention to the conversations that stay with you. Notice the dreams that feel unusually vivid. Observe what memories continue resurfacing and ask yourself why they matter now rather than years ago. Astrology teaches that the planets don't force events to happen. Instead, they symbolize cycles of growth and reflection. Today's sky suggests that many people are standing at the edge of an emotional turning point, not because life has suddenly changed overnight, but because they're beginning to see themselves, their relationships, and their future through a clearer lens. Sometimes the biggest shift isn't something happening around you. Sometimes it's the quiet moment when your heart finally tells you the truth you've been ready to hear all along.